Hello Libra, welcome to your reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And that is wealth. That is a 10 of Pentacles. Great fortune, I think, coming fast for you. This is a card of our best life, right? I think you're somebody that knows what you want in life. You know what your ideal life would look like. I feel like you have a picture of your best life somewhere. Whether it is a poster on your wall, it's a vision board, it's something, it's a bunch of Pinterest things or something, or you have literally, you've drawn it out, you've sketched it out. I feel like there's some sort of representation. You've built a scale model of your life the way you want it. And it's just every day we sort of look at it and we think, this is what I'm building, you know? We have to understand what wealth means to us. We have to have that picture of our best life. I think you're somebody who's very generous. I think you're somebody who you want your life to be rich, okay? And I don't mean just money rich. We want to be rich. I think you want to have a rich life, flavorful, a depth, right? A savoriness to it. You want the umami out of life. Yeah. You want the relationships. You want the experience. You want the means to do those things. You want the money because the money gives you the ability to create time and space. And that's where life really gets lived, you know? We don't want these pentacles to be empty vessels. We're filling them. We're filling this energy with so much life. The 10 of Pentacles contains every other card. Contains all the cups, all the swords, all the wands. Everything is contained in this. Otherwise, these are empty. They're meaningless, empty shells. Let's put this card into a little bit of context, okay? I feel like you definitely know what that best life looks like for you. These are the details of it. Got the Lover's card. You got an 8 of Cups. You got the High Priestess. You got the 6 of Wands. The High Priestess always is showing us the way to the Empress, okay? You've got the 9 of Cups. See, there's now that's everything that needs to be inside of this 10 of Pentacles. You want to have your best life, which means you're going to start living a happy life. You know, that means that there is a abundance here, right, of purpose, of meaning. These cups are filling up this earth energy. It's kind of like this is the water, but these are the actual cups. This is the physical vessel. And this is the water energy that needs to fill those vessels. And there's a reason why it's 10 and a 9. Because we're trying to always find ways to get a little bit more time and space so we can put more water into it. If all your cups are filled, you're just going to need another cup. I need another empty glass. There's more life to enjoy here, you know? So we're trying to always be expanding and growing and learning and making more room in our life for more joy, for more happiness. Okay. Path of the Serpent here, we've got a 3 of Pentacles, a Princess of Pentacles. The Princess of Pentacles is that opportunity out there in the world. This is what you're looking at in your environment and thinking, this is going to grow to be the Empress. This is going to be it. Right? Next card is that Empress. Look at that. Oh my gosh. You can't plan things like that. That's crazy, right? That's wild. The hair on the back of my neck is standing up because I wasn't planning that. But we had two indications that it was coming, right? First was the High Priestess, because it's card number 2. Card number 3, what's right behind the High Priestess? Well, it's card number 3, the Empress. It's got to be. This is saying, hey, you've got this intuitive way. It's saying, hey, your Emperor's life is over there. You know what you're doing. You know where you're going. You trust in spirit. You're somebody that has a strong intuitive connection. You probably have prophetic dreams. You probably do your own sort of divination, tarot readings. You may even be a bit of a medium. I feel like you know things, and you really trust that intuitive sense. And it's leading you in the right direction. These are all amazing cards. Even the challenge of the 8 of Cups is kind of a good card. Okay? And then, of course, we have the Princess of Pentacles, which this is the dead of winter. This is a landscape that is cold and sterile and barren and empty and lifeless. There's no green here at all, right? But we can see this and we can think pretty soon all of that verdant energy will return and this garden will grow. So I always say the Princess of Pentacles is that thing, that person, place, or thing, that opportunity, that path, whatever it is, that you're looking at, and you can see the potential here. You can see that this is going to be a great, great thing. You're looking at this little patch of dirt, and you're thinking, this is going to be a lush garden. I can see it now. That we're recognizing the potential in something that on the surface may not look like much. So I always say the Princess of Pentacles is going to transform into the Empress, and that's what we have. This is your best life. This is the reading you really need to pay attention to, Libra. Okay? Well, I mean, you should pay attention to all of them, but this one in particular. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right over here with Michael Scott, right on top. World's best boss. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it is going to tie everything together, give us the confirmation that we need. If you have a prediction for that card, use that intuition, right? Put a guess, put a hunch, put a prediction down in the comments, okay? Let's take a look around the room and let's get started here. We got major, 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 absolutely. Because your intuition and your choice to commit yourself to something is going to work. That's the flow of the spiritual energy. That's the flow of what's happening in your life right now. Spirit is telling you, is showing you something, which I think is this. Spirit showing you something. It's your choice if you're going to feel that inspiration and you're going to commit to that thing. And then your best life. And then your great fortune comes. I think very quickly too. And so this is what you're doing. You're feeling inspired by this. You're feeling like, hey, this could really be the path to my best life. This could really give me the means to live the life that I want. I could really be happy here. We're looking at this thing and thinking, wow, it's got such potential. And there it is, the garden's growing, right? That verdant energy is returning. You also have fire. We also have water. Okay, very interesting, the water energy. We have a little bit of air. The air is in the position of the obstacle or the fear or kind of what you don't want, right? The fear, the worry, the concern. And we're sort of worried about worry, right? It's the 7 of Swords. It's sort of a worrying card in a way. And then, of course, we have our earth energy here, here, and here. Okay, and I don't even know where to start. This is all such wonderful energy. But let's talk about the Lover's card first. It doesn't mean romance. Put your pitchforks away. It could. It could. It is the situation before you that is asking for your commitment, asking you to marry yourself to something. Your energy, your plan, your business, another person, the job, the creative project, your new path, whatever it is, to your big purchase. Maybe you're buying a home, maybe you're buying a car, maybe this is the beginning of a relationship or the beginning of a family or whatever it is. You're being asked, Spirit is showing you this and whatever this is, and is asking you to commit to it. This is a choice of what you're going to devote your life to. It very well could be a romantic relationship, sure. Okay, but it doesn't have to be. That is just one of an infinite number of possibilities. And I think that this is something that is inspiring you to live your best life. It's encouraging you. And when you marry something, right, you want it to be inspiring. Whenever you marry yourself with something, you want to have that certainty that 1 + 1 equals way more than 2. That's how you know it's right for you. When you think that if I'm together with this person or with this thing or with this idea or with this project or with this job or with this whatever, that if I'm together with this thing, I am greater. We are greater together than we could ever be on our own. Okay? That's how we know that this is meant for us. And I think Spirit's showing you the way to this, and this is your commitment. Okay? It's always a choice. Down beneath the surface, we've got the 8 of Cups. This is a hopelessness. This is the feeling inside of us that something ain't right. That something doesn't feel right in here. You know when you get home in the evening and like your stomach just feels kind of weird? It's just like, I think maybe I'm going to be sick tomorrow. Or I feel like a cold is coming on. Or I feel like I might be getting the flu or something. This is that feeling that, okay, something just isn't sitting well. Something just isn't right for me. Okay. And so you're the type of person that really can sense that. You have a sensitivity in your aura where you can detect the subtlest interruptions in your harmony. Okay? That you have the ability to feel and recognize these little things. Let's say, okay, I feel something now. I feel something isn't right. And usually that gut feeling, right, is kind of like it's spirit showing you, hey, your best life, not that way, right? So it's kind of like this internal thing that you have where you're just able to kind of say like, okay, you know what? I don't want to turn down that alleyway because something's telling me something's telling me not to go down that alleyway, you know? And I think that you're very good at listening to your emotions. Yeah. And we said that this card is a card called helplessness, right? This is, to me, it feels like all the water's draining out of life. That we're, it's kind of like when you just get this pallor in your face. We just turn pale, right? And all the blood sort of just drains from us, and we're just feeling like, it could be fear, yeah. But to me, it seems like it's in connection with our 9 of Cups, right? It's an 8, and then it's a 9. Very interesting, too, I want to point this out, that we have 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I think that's you gotta straight here, okay? If this was poker, you'd have a pretty good hand. But going from an 8 to a 9, it's kind of like you have this awareness that your life needs something more, that the pentacles that you're going after, obviously they need the water energy. You want the richness. You want the savory umami in life, right? You don't just want the money. You want everything the money can everything that you can do with the money, you know? And I do think this is related to finances in some way. Spirit's saying that something of yours is about to be accepted. I don't know what that means. That they're going to accept it. Is what those are the words. They will accept it. Okay. But I think there's this awareness that, okay, I want something more in life. There's something that's not perfect. There's something that's not happy. There's something that could be a little bit better. There's something that, in some way or another, I could feel a little bit better. I could be a little bit more happier. We have to be aware of what's not working. We all have an 8 of Cups inside of us somewhere. And that's something that we recognize that we shouldn't be doing, or we shouldn't be putting up with, or we need to change. There's something in our life that isn't as perfect as it could be. Okay? We all have that feeling that there's something we need to work on. Whether that means we got to just get rid of it, or if it means that this is an area that I need to focus on. We're all aware of where our life could be a little bit better. Somewhere in our life, somewhere in us, there's something that kind of needs our attention, and that's what this is. These cups are chipped and broken. The water's draining out of them. This is something that maybe needs to be repaired, something that needs to be healed. I'm seeing a lot of ants. in your house or somewhere. I don't know if there's been an ant problem lately. I don't know why I'm seeing that. And maybe that's kind of maybe it's saying, it's the problem that's always been there, and I need to fix it. But it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's like driving in a car, and I know that one of the speakers in the back of the car, it hasn't worked in years. It's okay. I know maybe one day I should fix it. It'd make my life a little bit more pleasant. I'd get to listen to music, and it would sound better in the car, But that speaker doesn't work. Well, not really a priority, but it's something that could be done at some point, and it would make a pretty big difference in the car ride, It's just those little things, or it's like the thing at the house that's kind of like, okay, well, I know I have a leaky faucet in one of the bathrooms. Well, something that needs to be fixed. That's kind of a little bit more urgent. And I wonder if there is something that with the plumbing too. Maybe that's where the ants are coming from. Because I kind of feel like it's not a crisis. It's not an emergency. It's not like we have to fix it today. But it's also not one of those things that it's just like, well, if I never fix it, then who cares? It's the speaker in the car. I mean, it's not a huge deal, right? Maybe I'll never fix it. Maybe it's probably just a wire needs to be like, tied together or whatever they do. This is something sort of in between. It's this feeling like it's not urgent, but it's not something I can put off forever, And so maybe there is this growing sense of maybe now's the time to fix whatever this is. Maybe now's the time to address this. This could be all sorts of things. Okay, it could be something inside, something that we really need to face, we need to deal with, something in our life or in our own perhaps personal space, our environment, or at work, or in terms of our relationships, our love life, our business, our finances. It could be saying, well, you know what, eventually I gotta really put away some money. I gotta save a little bit of money for a rainy day. That seems pretty urgent, but it's not a major crisis right now in the moment. You feel me? So, anyway, the High Priestess. The feeling. You're being guided. I think you've always been guided. I think when you look back at your life, you will recognize very specific moments when Spirit was kind of pulling you by the collar, or Spirit was kind of like waving at you and saying, hey, look this way. And when you would look that way, and when you would engage with whatever that was in that direction, good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant, your life would get better. That things would improve, that you would feel successful, you would feel happier. You would feel that you conquered it. You were victorious. You did it. Usually the High Priestess is showing you the obstacle, showing you that thing that you need to go and look at and deal with to make your life better, to make your life happier, to plug the hole in the boat. It's just a little tiny hole. Boat's not sinking, but man, things are getting a little damp. Over time, that hole's going to be big. It's going to get bigger. Okay, it's going to rot the boat, and pretty soon then it's going to be an emergency. We fix it now before it gets so bad that we have to stop what we're doing and fix it. So I think Spirit's kind of pushing you in a direction, showing you something that needs to be fixed before it starts getting worse. Okay, but at the same time, Spirit is showing you something that you need to commit yourself to. And maybe that's it. Maybe the Lover's card is about repairing a relationship. Okay, it could be. Could be a relationship with Spirit, with God. God is deity, guardian angels, spirit guides, ancestors, universal mind, universal energy, whatever you want to call it. Could be. But I think as the card of your past, of your history, I think that you have always been open to the spiritual energy. I think even when you were a child, you had a lot of kind of spiritual experiences. And, I think your first mystical or magical, religious or spiritual experience was probably when you were a kid. And you've learned in your life that trusting in this intuition, trusting in this spiritual pull or whatever the message that, however you receive your spiritual messages, heeding those spiritual messages for you have always led to more happiness, have always led to an improvement. Right? Either way you go. By confronting something that's not working so well, it leads to more happiness. It leads to more fulfillment, leads to a better life. Even when Spirit's showing you, hey, go this way, go down below, dive down and deal with this thing, even though you don't want to, but look, it's going to lead to the Nine of Cups anyway. Or going up this way saying, hey, look, you're going to go and engage in something good. Go accept something wonderful. You got that Six of Wands up here. I think you're somebody that you enjoy the praise for a job well done. You enjoy recognition. I feel like your symbol right now is the phoenix. I feel like in order to rise as that phoenix and spread those wings and have that glory and that radiance, you got to go to you got to do the other side of it. You got to burn first, right? You got to sort of suffer. You got to reduce yourself to ashes so that you can rise up again. You got to deal with what's below to achieve what is above. And so I think you're a very wise person, right? The Six of Wands is a card of victory after struggle. And I think that you're someone who has been relying on Spirit for a long time, and you've confronted a lot of challenges in your life, and you've overcome a lot of things, right? You understand what it is that you can control, right? So if it's something that it's not within your sphere of influence, you don't worry about it. And so then what you do is you set yourself up for a lot of wins, you see, a lot of big wins, because this is if we focus on what we can control, what we are capable of influencing, how we react to people, how honest we are, how loving we are, the things we do, the things we say, the things we eat, the way we exercise, how we interpret situations, how we express our feelings, how we help others, how we ask for help, how much effort we put in, how often we smile, right? We control these things. And then we're setting ourselves up for a lot of wins. If we're applying ourselves, our energy to things that we have no power over, we're setting ourselves up for defeats, losses, right? So the Six of Wands is the recognition of focusing on those things. If you have, in this group here, these are the things that you can do. Well, you can get 100% here if you want. If we're focused on some things that we cannot accomplish, that's beyond our sphere of influence, things that we cannot, by definition, have any control over, what other people do, what things happen out in the world. We can't control those things. And when we try, we're going to be zero, we're going to be batting zero. 0% chance, right? So you're setting yourself up for the big wins too. That's a very important, and the little wins too. This is also the card that is about you helping others, I think. Because when you cross the finish line, you're able to go and help others across the finish line too. But not even that. No, I'm feeling that even when you're struggling to get to the finish line, somehow you find the energy and the power and the desire to look to your left and look to your right and help the people that are struggling too. And then all y'all together, right, linking arms together, will go across the finish line. See, your opposite energy is your Aries energy, right? And sometimes we get this card for Aries. I think you should be watching the Aries readings every week, if I were you. But with Aries, that to me is crossing the finish line and then turning around and helping other people come across too. But for you, Libra, I feel like it's sort of the opposite way around. I feel like you're struggling to get to the finish line, but you're helping other people right now. You're not waiting for you to finish and then you help. We're helping right now, and we're all going to do it together. We're going to win, yeah, right? But you have this sense of offering help. Even when you're the one that needs it, you offer help. And I think you're able to ask for help too. It's kind of saying, hey, let's link arms. Because you're struggling, I'm struggling, let's help each other. Right? And I think that's a very strong practice for you. Now, your Nine of Cups in the future position, pursuing happiness. Your life's getting better and better. You're finding more and more opportunities to grow, to live, to love, to laugh, smile, right? You're finding more ability to create time and space to do the things that really make you happy. the things that have a purpose. Life's not all about happiness, right? Life isn't all about pleasant things. Now we want, of course, we want our 10 of Pentacles, because our 10 of Pentacles is the sort of luxury to do the things that make you happy. Okay? To do the things, to have the money, to do the things that you enjoy, to do the things you love. Okay? And I think that's a certain path for you in life, and that's something that you're going to get. Especially with our Empress energy, our 10 of Pentacles to a 9 of Cups, you're getting the money, the resources to do the things that you want to do in life. But with the Lover's card, I feel like you also have an obligation to yourself and to, I don't know, to somebody else maybe. An obligation to do the things that you know are meaningful and have purpose. And I think right now there's overlap there. Sometimes we have this sense of purpose and we have this obligation, and it's a struggle. It's not easy. We got to fight for the resources, and it's not necessarily something enjoyable, right? I think you're getting you're getting in some overlap here. Yeah, I think so. I think this is really, really good. I think this really is great fortune in all senses of the word. Financially, with resources, but also a great fortune, great opportunity to do something meaningful in life. So your life is getting happier, more abundant, more successful, more profitable. It's getting richer. There's a depth, right? There's a satisfaction, and there's a purpose and a meaning to your life. And I think it's really a culmination of forces. And it's really an interesting alignment here of things for you. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. Your general energy is a 3 of Pentacles. You understand the blood, sweat, and tears that it takes to really make something successful. You understand how to give your all to something, right? You're much more likely to devote your blood, sweat, and tears to something for which you feel appreciated, for one thing, and also to something that you believe in, something that you feel has purpose and meaning to it. You have no problem working hard. This card is all about work. Why are you working? What are you working toward? And are you working to the best of your ability? Are you putting in everything that you've got? Well, if you're committed to something like this Lover's card would suggest that you've made the decision to commit yourself to this, marry yourself to something, then the work we put in is meaningful work, is happy work, even if it's unpleasant. Okay, it's just like when you're at a job. If you believe in what you're doing, you're more likely to work hard. If you feel supported and appreciated, if it's an environment that has the right kind of culture for you that you resonate with, you're willing to give your all. You're willing to sacrifice. You're willing to put in the blood, sweat, and tears at your job, in your relationship, with your family, with your friends, with your creative works. You ever noticed in life where we don't have that much energy at work and we're just kind of blah, but then we get home and we're going to work on our music or our art project, or we're with our family, or we're with our friends, or we're going to learn how to snowboard or skateboard or whatever, right? Or play the drums or something. Suddenly we have all this energy. Suddenly we're awake again. We're getting our second wind, as they call it, right? And it really is just because of that purpose, because of that commitment. Yeah. And I think you recognize that. And you know that in order for you to really put in that much energy and to have that kind of enthusiasm, it really has to mean something to you. Okay? And it does. And I think that it really does. And especially when we look at this in the vertical path, right? And if we look at it from sort of top down, a certain kind of success, a certain kind of win will bring you a lot of money, but it won't bring you more happiness. What we need is that same kind of hardworking, winning attitude, but we need that direction, that sense of purpose, that commitment, that devotion, and then we're going to have sort of the best of all worlds. Physically, financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, creatively, we're going to have that abundance, right? So work needs to have that purpose behind it. And Spirit's saying that you do some sort of creative writing. I don't know what you do in terms of the written word, or maybe spoken word too, but there's a lot of words around you, right? The Princess of Pentacles is in the position of your environment and of your relationships. You're able to see the best in people. You're somebody that can look at a situation like it's an old junky car and you can think, wow, that's a treasure. Other people might be looking at it and think, this is just a frozen piece of forest. There's nothing here. There's nothing, there's no life here. There's nothing valuable here. There's nothing worthwhile here. You look at it and you think, this is a treasure. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. This has such potential, and you're able to penetrate into people and places and things. You're able to see the old junky car and think, wow, I'm going to fix that thing up and it's going to be the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And I think that in terms of your relationships too, I think you're able to really, you're able to understand ahead of time how you plus it, them, him, her, whatever, the thing, the person, or the path, or the job, or the company, or the creative project, or whatever it is. You plus the other thing, you're able to see what that's going to become. So you have that vision. You have that, it's like that second sight, that intuitiveness. You're able to see but that you plus this person is a friend, if it's a lover, if it's a coworker. Me plus you, what is that going to be? What is the potential there? Okay? So I think you're able to make really important choices in your relationships. Friends, coworkers, business partners, creative collaborators, romantic, people, all these things. You're able to see what the potential is. Me plus you, what is that going to create? Yeah. The worry, the fear, the concern is kind of the worry itself. And this is the Seven of Swords. This is a card of futility. But I think this is really a good indication for you because you're the Ace of Swords right here in the middle. Right? That's the path you're on. That's your kind. You're making a beeline for that Empress. And no matter what gets thrown your way, no matter what anybody says to you, no matter what any of the risks, the doubts, the challenges, whatever the worries and concerns might be, any of the criticism from other people, doesn't even faze you. Doesn't even really touch you. If you look very closely at this card, none of these other swords are actually touching the Ace of Swords. They're threatening you with a dagger, right? You're not even grazed by that. Okay? Kind of like Neo in the Matrix. You're just able to navigate around all these bullets flying your way, I love that movie. Those movies. I love Keanu Reeves anyway. I think he's a wonderful actor. I don't know too much about him personally, but anyway. This is your ability to really stay on that straight and narrow course despite the obstacles, despite anything being thrown your way. Okay? This is the tightrope walker who's trying to walk that tightrope and people are throwing stuff at them. Way up top, throwing apples or tomatoes or whatever you do. And they're able to, this is the pitcher on the mound in the baseball game. Trying to throw that strike, trying to strike out that batter, right? And no matter all the heckling, all the jeers coming from the crowd, and they're just staying focused. They don't even hear it. It's our ability to block out sensory stimuli. Right? It's a very good stage in meditation, right? Where we're able to sort of sit in meditation, sit in silence, even if we're in, a crowded room. The ability to disconnect from what our senses are telling us. All the stuff coming in through our ears, right? We're just able to, I don't hear it. You keep talking, I don't hear it. It's our ability to withstand any distractions mentally. Whether through the eyes or the ears, or whatever the case is. And really, this is how you're able to stay tapped into your spiritual energy, that intuition. by blocking out everything else. That you can be silent and clear even in the middle of chaos. This is the threat of chaos. But you're staying fixed and still within yourself, right? And that's the obstacle. This is the hardest part of the game, right? Is your ability to do that, to trust the intuition, to stay focused and stay still within you. Even when there's all these potential sources of chaos around you. And now we get that Empress life. This is Big Rock Candy Mountain. This is your best life. This is the good life. This is paradise. This is the garden. This is the verdant energy that now has taken over that whatever that potential was. You saw it and you chose correctly. And you get that Empress. Now, of course, the Empress is a life. It is a living thing where you have to contribute, and then it puts in work too. The more you put in, the more you get out. It's a dynamic, living, breathing, organic relationship or situation or life itself, right? And this is really good. I love this reading for you. I want to look at the mystery card here. I'm so stoked that we had both the High Priestess and the Princess of Pentacles. Because the High Priestess is showing you, pointing you the way to your Empress energy. And it's working, right? The High Priestess does not let us down. Let's look at this mystery card. I don't know what we need. We don't really need anything, but maybe we could, maybe we need a little more fire. Maybe. I don't think we do, though. Maybe a 6 of Swords. Let's see. Oh, it's the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, that's perfect. This is your sight. This is your spiritual vision. You're able to see the future. Like I was talking about, you're able to look at this, right? You're looking at the Princess of Pentacles, and you can see the future. You can see that, okay, with the right paint, get rid of the rust, maybe got to get a new seat cover or whatever in there, is going to be stunning, spectacular. The Knights are always looking at the future. The Knights are able to see that the thoughts, words, and deeds right now, if I do X, Y, Z right now, what is it going to do? It's karma. It's creating a future self, who I am, where I am, and what I'm doing down the road, a day, a week, a month, 10 years. All depends on the choices we make now. So you can look at the junky car, and you have that vision of, okay, well, if I do the right things, obviously if I put in the work, it's going to be beautiful. And so you're able to look at this little frozen patch of dirt, and you're able to think, ooh, this is going to be the best garden that I've ever seen. You've got that spiritual vision. Wonderful confirmation. We're going to do an extended reading too. We're going to do a hexagram from the Jing. We'll do some other oracle cards. Click on the link in the corner. There's a link down below too. New readings for Libra Wednesday and Saturday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's free. All right. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.